There's a moment long after the storm has passed, sitting in the quiet of an afternoon. The sun streams through the window, dust motes dancing in the air. Your child, a whirlwind of giggles, questions, is playing on the floor. In that ordinary, beautiful moment, you feel it. A deep, settled peace. A quiet joy. Coming home to a self you thought lost. This is the moment no one talks about. They don't tell you about the strength on the other side. They don't tell you the returning light is warmer, more brilliant. Peace forged in fire. Joy earned through courage. It's real. Not just the fall, the rise. Messy, brave, deeply human. Clawing back to the light. For every mother who sat in the dark, wondering if the sun would rise. Even when we feel broken, we are not. We are in the middle of our story. Quiet courage to ask for help, to be vulnerable, to let others see our struggle. Shedding shame that says do it alone. We were never meant to. We have this cultural script for new motherhood. It's filled with images of glowing mothers, serene babies, and an overwhelming sense of blissful connection. We see it in commercials, on social media, and in the well-meaning comments from friends and family. Isn't it the most magical time? They ask. You're supposed to nod, to smile, to agree. But for so many women, there's a shadow that creeps into this picture-perfect nursery. It's a quiet, cold presence that doesn't fit the script. It's the feeling of disconnect, of emptiness, where joy is supposed to be. This is postpartum depression, or PPD, and it is one of the most common complications of childbirth, yet it remains one of the most hidden. The silence around PPD is deafening. We celebrate the baby shower, we bring meals after the birth, but we don't have a cultural practice for checking in on the mother's mental and emotional well-being. The expectation is that she will be a natural, that mothering is an instinct that just kicks in. So when it doesn't, when the reality is sleepless nights, a crying baby, and a profound sense of being overwhelmed, a mother can feel like she is failing at the one thing she is supposed to do perfectly. She looks at her beautiful baby and feels nothing. Or worse, she feels resentment, and the shame that follows is crushing. This is not the baby blues. This is a persistent, debilitating cloud that settles over everything. PPD develops silently, camouflaged by the normal chaos of a newborn. Extreme fatigue, of course. Irritability, who wouldn't be? Lack of appetite, you're probably too busy. We explain away the symptoms because we're desperate to believe we are okay. Admitting struggle feels like admitting defeat. So we soldier on while the shadow grows. Isolation deepens. She scrolls, sees only smiles, and believes something is deeply wrong with her. 1 in 7 new mothers. It's time we stopped expecting them to navigate this storm alone. It's time we built a lighthouse. Postpartum depression doesn't always look like constant sobbing. More often it looks like a slow draining of color, a flatness, an emptiness, a favorite song, a walk outside, a funny movie. Now feel hollow, changing diapers, feeding, bathing, going through the motions with detachment, as if watching someone else's life behind glass. It's profoundly disorienting. Hushed. The tension begins in the quiet moments. It's 3 a.m. and the baby is crying again. The mother, exhausted and raw, feels a surge of rage, followed by crushing guilt. A voice whispers, "What kind of mother feels this way?" It's a battle between what you feel and what you believe you should feel. You should feel overwhelming love. You should feel grateful. You should be cherishing every moment, but you don't. Shame breeds in the gap. Shame says you're uniquely flawed. You fear judgment. You worry they'll take your baby, so you say nothing. You build a wall and perform the happy new mom, a role that takes everything. Partners feel confused and shut out. They try to help, meet distance, ask, "What's wrong?" "Nothing," comes the reply. Resentment grows, isolation deepens, guilt for not being happy, for irritability, for not bonding instantly, for wanting your old life back, a heavy blanket smothering self-compassion. The narrative, "I'm failing, I'm not cut out for this, my baby deserves better." PPD tightens its grip, a cycle of shame, silence, and isolation. But breaking it is possible and essential. For so long, we've treated PPD as a personal failing. We asked, "What's wrong with her?" instead of, "What is happening to her?" The revelation is that PPD is not a mystery. It's the result of a perfect storm of biological, psychological, and social factors. During pregnancy, estrogen and progesterone soar. Within 24 hours after birth, they plummet, the most abrupt hormonal shift a human can experience. No wonder the brain and body struggle to recalibrate. Layer on psychology, a personal or family history of depression or anxiety, temperament, perfectionism, high self-expectations, The vision of perfection collides with messy reality. It can feel like failure and loss of control. Finally, social, sleep deprivation, isolation, lack of practical support, relationship strain, financial stress, a baby with health issues, a challenging temperament, external stressors flooding an already full system. One of the most painful consequences of postpartum depression is its impact on the mother-child bond. Bonding is built over time, gazes, coos, hands. But PPD can build an invisible wall, mind consumed, presence hard to find, numbness, sadness, motions without attunement. Babies feel the disconnect. They're exquisitely sensitive to caregivers' emotions. Less eye contact, less smiling, less responsive vocalization. Irritability can dysregulate the baby's system. Over time, development is affected. Some infants withdraw, cry more, struggle to regulate. This isn't blame, it's biology. A mother's nervous system regulates the baby's. Distress creates ripples through the family. Partners may feel they live with a stranger, take on more, grow exhausted, intimacy fades. The home revolves around depression. If untreated, risks grow. For mother, chronic depression. For child, behavioral issues, cognitive delays, later struggles. Recognizing and treating PPD breaks a cycle and builds a thriving foundation. Healing the mother is healing the family. For many who navigate the fog, there's a turning point, a quiet click of recognition. An article late at night, a friend's Me Too. A doctor who asks about your heart and mind. I went through that too. The nameless suffering is given a name, postpartum depression. Naming the darkness is power. This is recognized, diagnosable, treatable. The shame saying, it's your fault, loosens when replaced with, this is a sickness. You're not out of the woods yet, but now you have a map, a compass, and a direction. The isolation begins to crack. You learn help is available. Therapists, doctors, support groups, people who know the terrain and won't judge your intrusive thoughts or numbness. Compassion and expertise plant a seed of hope.
Seeking help is courage. Vulnerability is strength. In a culture that prizes self-sufficiency, raising your hand may be the bravest act. Choosing yourself, for you and your family. The end of suffering in silence. The beginning of the path back to the light. I am not okay, and I need help.
Once you've named the darkness, the path to healing begins. And there are many paths. Treatment isn't one size fits all. It's the combination that works for you. Therapy is a cornerstone, a safe space to unpack feelings. Perinatal specialists offer tools like cognitive behavioral therapy to challenge patterns, process grief, anger, and guilt. Sometimes therapy isn't enough. Medication can be life-saving. Many antidepressants are safe for breastfeeding. Like insulin for diabetes or antibiotics for infection, it's a medical tool to help the brain heal, to steady you for therapy and self-care. Connection is medicine. Support groups, in person or online, combat isolation. Sitting with women who nod in recognition dismantles shame and lends hope. Self-care is foundational. Sleep, sun, nourishment, lowered expectations, grace. Each small act is a step back toward yourself. Recovery is not a straight line. It's a dance. Steps forward, steps back. Good days and hard days. The bad days grow fewer, less intense. Resilience is built in the messy middle. Keep showing up, keep taking medication, keep going to therapy, keep reaching out, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Healing is a practice. Sarah felt numb for months, caring dutifully with no joy. One afternoon, a tiny giggle and a real smile spread across her face. She cried with relief, the first bloom of color. Enough hope to keep going. These moments mark the journey back. The woman who emerges is different, stronger. She's walked through fire, learned vulnerability, asked for help, and offers herself compassion. Worth not tied to productivity or perfection. Strength in humanity. If you're in the darkness, hear this. You are not alone. You are not broken. You are a mother courageously navigating a serious health challenge. Healing is possible. Your birthright. Reach out. Tell one person. Make one phone call. Take one small step. There's a community ready to catch you. The storm will pass. And on the other side, you will find not only your child, but yourself. And it will be a beautiful reunion,